There is a grand total of one Canadian government agency responsible for overseeing that human rights abuses are not happening across the world by Canadian companies. The CORE group, as it's called, started in 2019 under Justin Trudeau, a relatively modest program, about $4.9 million a year, to surveil. Canada has among the most listed mining copper companies in the world, and these are fields, particularly in mining, notorious for human rights abuses across the board. So a relatively small program that the UN, all the well-known national governing bodies, had suggested should be enhanced in terms of size and scope. Well, Carney, when he got into government, announced that he would be pausing the program. He then took about a 10-month period to say nothing on it, which we've now learned he decided to shut it down from the very beginning, and now it is officially shut down. Again, watch Carney's actions, don't watch what he says. This man is now shutting down the only watchdog for an industry in which he is certainly heavily invested. Canadian mining companies have been sued time and time again for abusive practices, and I'm not talking about old cases, I'm talking about ongoing cases. The idea that Carney is going to shut down the only governing body that we have that is responsible for overseeing that no human rights abuses take place lays bare the hypocrisy in Carney's entire argument against human rights abuses when he cozies up to Xi Jinping, a man who has executed what all professionals in the area agree is a genocide on Uyghurs, taking pictures with the absolutely brutal regime in Qatar. The model that Carney is looking to use in Canada, the Chinese model, more state surveillance than we've ever seen. Bill C-9, Bill C-22, Bill C-34, which they're now looking to pass, covering up state surveillance, unprecedented state surveillance with protecting children. It's how these bills always wind up getting passed, is they say, oh, we need to protect children from seeing any harmful content online. Meanwhile, they slip in the back door the Digital Safety Commission that existed in Bill C-63, which was Trudeau attempted to pass before government was prorogued. That exact same text shows up now in this new bill. 3 to 5 unelected bureaucrats sitting on a board whose job it is to take complaints of hate speech online and prosecute with up to life imprisonment for a Canadian for saying something that this newly created Digital Safety Commission pronounces to be hateful. Carney wants to legislate out political speech that opposes him, whether we're talking about post-freedom convoy, when he wrote an article in the Globe and Mail stating how everybody attended was a seditionist or a traitor. Carney has consistently used authoritarian language when referring to his MPs as deputies. The way that he went about putting his entire cabinet together, this majority is a total phony majority, and now he's removing the one body that was responsible for overseeing human rights abuses happening overseas. We know China is among the top contenders. This man is stripping away the Charter of Rights and Freedoms at an astonishing rate. If you'd like to support Fight for Canada, we're fighting these commies every day. You can get a subscription to Substack. Also, make sure you sign up for my newsletter. Really appreciate everybody who supports the channel. The Chinese model gets implemented more every day. As I stated, getting rid of human rights watchdogs. Bill C-9, widening the scope of what hate speech is defined as. Bill C-22, forcing companies to encrypt all messages so that the government or a potential bad actor can access your messages, forcing metadata to be saved for up to a year. Every single Canadian citizen's metadata must be saved for a year, and they can paint an exact picture of your life with that metadata. This is more extreme than the bills that they passed in the UK, where they've arrested about 12,000 people for so-called speech laws. We all know that the system they've implemented that resulted in the death of Henry Nowak, resulted in the death in Belfast, Northern Ireland over the weekend, where you see rioting. These exact same policies are being enacted in Canada. You're seeing across the Western world these so-called child bans on social media also being enacted. They are attempting to cover up the discourse, unlike we've ever seen before. And we know with AI, the attack on free expression is going to be unlike anything we've ever seen. So we have to be ready to fight back and to call out the fact that Carney's a wolf in sheep's clothing. He claims to be fighting for democracy, yet he cozies up to all these brutal authoritarian regimes, and he continues to pass laws that are majorly infringe on the Canadian Charter rights and freedoms. I'm going to be live Wednesday night at 7 discussing this further, discussing the CORE program that's being torn down so Carney and his buddies can make more money overseas. And we're going to talk more about the Brookfield ties that nobody in the mainstream will touch on. So hopefully see you there, and make sure you subscribe to the Substack.